What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today we have an regionals report, and this time we have Mark, who won San Jose in Masters, and we have Pat as well, who got top 4 in Seniors, with the same exact 60 cards list here. Now they played a Seismitoad Crobat, but this time around they played a Manectric instead of like Mewtwo. And of course we talk about the Manectric and how great of a card it is. As you see here, they have the Getsus, the Hex Maniac, and the Zerosic, the AZ. So of course we talk about their favorite tech supporters. But hope you enjoyed the interview, and thanks for watching. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today we're doing another regionals report, and this time around we have two different people. If you just introduce yourself real quick.
So we're brothers. My name is Mark Garcia.
I'm Patrick Martinez.
Alrighty, and we know that y'all play the same deck, which is the Seismitoad Crobat Manectric deck. I guess let's first off start back talking about your regional experience. What decks did you play against, and how did they go?
Well, my first round I played against the Kaczynski deck, the Toad Bat Mewtwo. There we go. And that was a pretty close match. It came down to really who got the bats out first. Round 2 I played against a Vespiquen. That's a pretty iffy matchup. It's all about basically hitting no flips. Third round I played against a lot of Totinas actually in that tournament. I played against a Totina there. I was able to pull a win off there because of the 0-6 on the Garantina Double Dragons. Fourth round playing against a Vileplume. That was my tie. I tied there because the 4 AZ play, I thought it was only 30.
Oh man,
4 AZs?
Yeah, so I wasn't able to trap the Vileplume out. Then I tied there, then I played against another Vespiquen. I won because I just kept like standing up like random unknowns and this dirty Quake, forced him to retreat every time. And then I tied my last round just making the cut against Totina.
Cool.
So was top 8 the same day or different days?
Top 8 was a different day.
Okay. We'll go to top 8 later. We'll talk about the Mark's first day. We'll talk about the first day overall.
So first day, okay. So it was 9 rounds. I guess we hit the bubble or the minimum cut for day 2. So it was 9 rounds, and I actually wrote it down. So first round, I played against this guy from Temecula. He was playing Darkrai Evil, Archeops, so it was like Israel's list. So I pretty much knew the counts, and yeah, I did the strategy against Evil. What you do is you Quake as much as possible, and then once they set up their Evils and then their Shamans on their bench, you go ahead and once you stop with the Quake, for your last 4 prizes, you Getsus them, so that way they don't return KO. And then your match just sweep from there. So I did that both games. So and he wasn't able to set up Archeops either. So I won that one 2-0. And then second round I played against a Totina, but it was a different variation. He played Totina with fairies. So I guess he had like the double dragons and 2 Giratina set up. So he would switch and rotate them. Mm-hmm. But again, Quaking Punch is just MVP.
Yeah, true.
So he couldn't set up, and I took that game 2-0 as well. And then third round, I played against Simon Erode. He was playing Darkrai Yveltal. And first game, I guess he had a really bad setup. So, you know, not Manectric, but 7-Soul just won there. And then game 2, first game, it was actually a really long game, but I won. And then game 2, it was like I benched him because he couldn't draw out. So I guess he started with the Jirachi and hit the Chorus and didn't hit anything. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and then fourth round. So I'm 3-0 at that point. And then fourth round, I played against a guy from NorCal, Steven Hernandez, and it's Toad Mirror. So pretty much Toad Manectric bats versus Toad Manectric bats. And there's really no way to play against the mirror match until you just have to run hot pretty much. So going first or second doesn't really matter, because if you go first, you get the poison and then head ringer. And if you go second, you get the first Quake. But he was able to get DCs after DCs with 0-6, and I got 2-0'd. It was pretty bad. So I'm 3-1. And then fifth round, I played against a guy from Temecula. He was playing Rayquaza with fighting. So my hard matchup is the Rayquaza with the grass, so with Risen, because I can't Quaking Punch. Um, but he was playing the fighting, so I was able to 2-0 him because I stopped his setup first game, and in second game he started Landers. So that was a too early prize.
True.
So I got him that one. And then sixth round, I played against the guy I played in the finals, Bodie, and he was playing the Speed Rayquaza with Riz, and I think it's like Xander's list.
Yeah.
So I guess what I did is first game I went first. I started Jirachi, or I didn't start Jirachi. I started Quake, and then I had a Jirachi in my hand, so I Jirachi'd. I got my Getses, so I Getses him, and he only had a Chorus, a Hex Maniacs, and something else, right? Because I Getses his like Ultra Ball.
Okay.
Because the main thing for Rayquaza is they need the Ultra Ball for a Hoopa, and then you're just like, oh my god. And I get to him. I'm feeling really good because I have the next turn Quaking Punch. His turn, he top decks Ultra Ball. Oh my god! So he Ultra Balls. He Ultra Balls for the Hoopa. He got everything explodes T1, and he like wins. Like he just wins in 2 turns. It was crazy. Second game, I go first again. This time I'm like, okay, the guesses didn't work, so I'm gonna hex this turn. So then I go first. I get the Jirachi again, and Jirachi. I get the hex, and I hexed him. And then it worked out for like first like two turns. But I guess I didn't get the Quake. I didn't get the Quake out for like the first 3 turns, so I was able to get Hoopa, and I lost. I got 2-0 on that one. So I'm at 4-2 going around 7. So that means I could tie, but I can't lose. So I played against a Metal Rayquaza. Thank goodness it wasn't Speed Rayquaza, so it was just Metal Rayquaza. And so I was able to Toad Lock him. I 2-0'd him. Did pretty easily because of the Toad Lock was pretty insane. And then round 8, I played against Luis. He's from NorCal, and he was playing Vespiquen. So I knew if I won this round, I could ID the next round if given the opportunity. So Vespiquen's generally a hard matchup if they get 3 combis out first turn, or with one of them with the Bangle, and they get the DC knocking out next turn with their Vespiquen. But he wasn't able to get more than 2 combis out at a turn, and he didn't even attack with Vespiquen the 2 games because I guess I set it up properly, and Quick just really hurts Vespiquen. So you have to really set up under the lock, and he wasn't able to, so I 2-0'd him. So I'm at 6-2, going to 9th round, and I get paired up to one of the locals here named Calvin Cochran. He was from Alabama, but he moved, and he's a really good friend. So we both agreed to ID, and I got in. I think at 17th at 6-2-1.
Okay. Quick question: was Calvin playing something funky or no?
He's playing fairies. He always plays.
He let me down. No. When he moved to California, he started playing fairies. That's a different story.
All he plays is fairies. No. I love the guy, but he's playing.
That's not the Calvin I know. He used to play like Gothitelle and a bunch of different stuff. So
yeah. He's been playing fairies. So
all right. So y'all going tonight. I got the next day is day 2. Are y'all excited or nervous? Like what's going through y'all's minds at that night?
My day 2 was top 8.
Okay.
And I wasn't sure because like there's 2 kids here in Top Cut who look like really familiar, and I'm bad with names, so I was confused if he was playing Toad Tina or Toad Bats. So I knew how to play both matchups, so I decided okay, I'm fine with it. But I ended up playing against Toad Tina, Toad Bats top 8.
Okay. Right.
And I was honestly I was really tired. I think so. We left California, or Southern California, around like 7 o'clock. So we got to our location at like 11 p.m. And even then, we had to re-sleeve, and we had to make sure what decks we're playing. And I got 1 hour of sleep. And so going to day 2, I was just really exhausted because even the tournament wasn't structured that well. There was a lot of repairs, and it was just very long. And Masters didn't even have a lunch break, so I was just exhausted. I wanted to go to sleep.
It's always the worst.
Yep.
All right. So what happened day 2?
All right.
Day 2, I played against the Toad Bats top 8. The game 1, what happened is that I was able to get double head ringer on both Toads, which basically, like, I was Lysander bait for the rest of the game. I just kept Lysandering up and hypnoing with Quake, and so I allowed it to die, and I'm going to my turn. And so that way I can Lysander up a different Toad, and those are easy 4 prizes, and then I swept with Manectric at the end. And then top 4, I got paired against, I say it was a pretty horrible matchup. Toad Tina with 3 Team Flare Grunts and 2 06. Yeah,
So you can't even Quake.
every time I got the Quake out, he always had the Grunt in hand. Attached lightning energy, he always had another Grunt in hand. And he just kept grunting and 0-sticking, allowing him to set up a guarantee on the bench under Quake Lock. And it was basically like impossible to get set up. Game 1, that's what happened. I just got like stomped on. Game 2, he got double heading at first turn on my Manectric and my Toad. And I don't play Tool Scrapper, so it was like perfect. And I had to Juniper in my 0-stick mid-game because that was my dead draw. And it just didn't go well at the end. And I'm using top 4.
Still, top 4 is great, so congratulations.
I think it.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
Alright, so for day 2, I guess it's 5 rounds. I'm going to 6-2-1, so I think it's 19 points, and I know that 30 points is usually cut off.
True.
So my goal is to go 3-1-1. So first round of day 2, I played against Miguel. It was his birthday, I think yesterday. So happy birthday, by the way. And he was playing Blastoise Archies. And first game, he went first, but he wasn't able to get Archies. So that's a good sign for me because I went T1 Quaking Punch next turn, and he just couldn't set up. And that first game took about 30 minutes actually. And so the second game, I was thinking to myself, obviously I'm gonna play within the time limit. But he got first turn Archies and Keldeo, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. I look at my hand, I don't even have like a Quake. It's a horrific start, so I just scoop right away. Yeah, because even then I was gonna get benched, so I wanted to just save time.
True.
Third game, I went first. I got the Getsus start, so I Getsus him, and he wasn't able to get Archies the next turn. My following turn, I was able to Quake, but at that time it was about like 5 minutes left, and he had 2 Keldeos. He was able to swap Keldeos, and we didn't finish the game, so it was a tie. So I have a tie first round, and so I needed to win 3 more. So second round, I played against Colin. He was from Arizona, and he's playing Vespiquen. So I just used the same strategy. I had to get the Quaking out at T1. So it worked out both games where he wasn't able to set Combies out, and I just started Quaking, taking bats, damage out the Combies, and just manipulating the prizes through Seismitoad Lock and bats. So it was a pretty easy 2-0, but if he was set up, he would have taken at least 1 game. And then third round, I played against Stefan. It's always a great match with Stefan. He's been one of the best in NorCal since forever.
Yeah.
So he's been playing Groudon. He's been playing Groudon since Nationals. So the way Groudon and Seismitoad works is, you have to Quake as early as possible and make sure that they can't set up. If you could put a head ringer on the Groudon and also just Lysander Groudon before it primal evolves, that would be great. So that's what I try to do. I head ringer the Groudon. First game he had a bad start. I was able to put a lot of bad damage and set up 2 Manectrics on my bench with energy and have a Quake active, just quaking. And by the time he wanted to knock out my Seismitoad, I was able to return with a Muscle Band, Manectric, and one-shot the Groudon because of bad damage. So that game 1 took a very long time. It took about 20 or 30 minutes. And, the Groudon versus Toad matchup takes a very long time, so I was able to get a 1-0 game. So I'm 2-0-1 at that point. So I'm feeling pretty good. And then fourth round, I hit my dream matchup. I played against Justin Poise. He was playing Donphan. So it was actually scary because he was able to set up Strong Energy, Muscle Band, and like Fighting Stadium on his Dawn fan. So I need to like hit a crucial scoop up so that way I don't fall behind prizes. But I take game one and I take game two as well. Just like Sand Ring, Dawn fan with muscle band and bad damage.
Yeah.
So I'm 301 at that point, and then I play against Chris Collin in round 5. He's also playing Dawn fan. I could have easily played it out, but I want him in cuts, so I ID'd.
Yeah, true.
So 302, I'm going in top cut, top 8 at 7th place. So it sucks because all of my favorable matchups are in the other bracket. Because there's 2 Dawn fans that made cut, Chris Collins and Justin Poyce, and they're all in the other bracket. So I get paired up to another NorCal guy, Joe Sanchez, really great player, and he's also playing Groudon as well. I think you saw the list. He's playing like I think a 2-card difference from Stefan.
Okay.
So I do the same strategy. Quake as early as possible. Keep quaking until they knock you out, and at the same time you have 2 Manectrics on your bench ready to go. So that's what I did. First game, I was able to win that. Second game was a really, really, really close game, but he wasn't able to draw his Pokemon Center Lady or Zero Sick, and so if he hit one of those 2, it would have been a really tight game, as it is right now. But I was able to take it, and it was a 2-0. And then top 4, I play against one of my best buddies. His name is Oscar Morales. He's playing Vespiquen. It's funny because we always play against each other in top 4 of the regionals. So it's like whoever wins gets the buys, and I think so he's playing Vespiquen, and again I'm like kind of scared, but not really because I already played against 2 Vespiquen already.
True.
And so I did the same strategy: get quick as fast as possible. So game 1, I think I went first, and I got a quick start. Got my Zubats out early, quaked, and I think he scooped around turn 5. It was a really quick game 1. And then game 2, he went first, and I got really scared because he went Combi, Bangle, on 2. And I was like, oh boy. So I just wanted to play it out just to see, just to read his counts and what his strategy is.
Yeah.
But fortunately for me, I end him my first turn. I got the Quake on my first turn, and his turn, he evolved Vespiquen right away, but he wasn't able to get DC. He didn't attack me with Vespiquen that turn 2. And the next turn, I was able to get the 2 prizes on the Combies, and he had a Vespiquen only with the left. And at that point, if he only has 1 Vespiquen, I could sack a Toad, and my next Toad could come up and knock him out. And that's what happened. And I guess he knocked me out, and I knocked him out, and I last handed the draw tree for the last 2 prizes, and he'd have energy to retreat. And so I won that, and then I went 2-0 as well in the top 4. Yeah. So
I thought you were going to lose, and then you win.
Yeah. So those aren't pretty favorable matchups, but I was pretty excited. So I went 2-0 in top 8, 2-0 in top 4, and then I'm going to finals. Pretty psyched because I have my buys. So
Sure,
so I'm good to go. And so I played against, the Speed, Rayquaza, Riz, and Bodhi. I lost him day 1, so I wasn't really feeling confident going to the finals. So he goes first. He gets his, Hoopa. He plays 3 Hoopa, so I think he played 3 Hoopa in 1 turn. He got everything set up, and I was just like, I have my lone Zubat active. I'm just like, okay. And so I think I might be mistaken, but that's what happened game 1. But I was able to head ringer a Rayquaza, and then when he knocked me out with my Zubat active, the second turn, I was able to knock him out with a Manectric. So by then he wasn't able to respond. I guess he burned out very quickly, and he had really crucial prizes game 1, so he wasn't able to do that. Game 2. It worked out the same way, except he Colress for 2 his first 3 turns. His third turn he Colress for 2, and he hit a Shaman, and so Shaman exploded, and same thing, he had an explosive field to my lone Zubat. And I just ditched the Toad strategy. I just went Manectric defense, and I guess he again prized the crucial prizes, and I was able to get knockouts on his energies Rayquaza and have a head ring on the other Rayquaza, and it was game from there.
All right, there
Yes.
you go. So you
I
2
mean,
0 him that time.
I 2-0'd him, yeah. So I went 6-0 in top cut.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, congratulations on winning, and still, I mean, so y'all won and got top 4 with the same list. That's pretty incredible. So congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. So I guess the first question is, why did y'all decide to play the Seismitoad Bats Manectric deck? Like usually when we think Seismitoad now, we think of Giratina. We don't see Bats that often. I mean, Michael Premont was the only one really playing it, so I decided to play it.
Well, I won Worlds with that list, except for like the Rock Guard. So we decided that Toad Mirror wasn't gonna happen much. So to drop the Rock Guard and put Computer Search for consistency was a better call.
Mhm.
So you decided to put Computer Search in. It also helps with getting the T1 Getses, T1 Hex, all that.
Getting the DCs.
So I decided to play it because I was comfortable with it.
Yeah, and then I played it. I played Toad Manectric Bats, just like our Worlds list at Arizona, and I didn't do so well. The reason being is because every time I attacked with Manectric, they were able to like one shot me, and so I realized going to NorCal, like if I'm able to like deny trainers while attacking with Manectric, that'd be great. And the gets is really help. The computer is MVP because you're able to just be so consistent, you know. And so I felt that if you're able, like Toad is like the most controlling card. You get to control the board, so you don't really lose. You don't really lose, the control aspect of the game and the board state. And if you get the heads on the lasers and they get tails, it's a free turn. And as you can tell at the Fort Wayne Frank Diaz, so that's why I played it. It's just a controlling deck, and I like to manipulate the board state.
Okay.
All right.
So y'all did play the Getsis and the Hex Maniac and the Zerosic and the AZ. What was your favorite like techie support card? I guess if you want to call them.
Well, I didn't use Getses as much because I didn't play against those crucial matchups like Blastoise or Yveltal where I actually need it. I used Hex plenty of times against the Vileplume matchup because Vileplume locks trainers, and I just kept Hex and then VSC Greenback Hex so I could play more and more trainers. So I stacked up my hand with like 6 trainers, and then I played Hex down, and I'd explode. That's how I played that, and I used Hex as well against the Bat matchup, the Bat Mirror. So I'd Bat, and then I'd Hex, not allowing them to Bat, so I died going to their turn. So that helped me like a lot during tournament.
Okay.
My favorite card has to be Getses. I Getses for 6 at one point, and then I think the most underrated like strength with Getses is knowing what they have in their hand. Yes, you get to take out all their trainers, but you get to see their hand and know what plays they're gonna make. The next turn is amazing. So like, let's just say they have like an N and have all trainers, then you have to play your hand down, knowing that they're gonna end. You know what I'm saying? So it's just you get control with guesses. It's more control in a deck that's already controlled.
Yeah, I mean, like you said that one turn you guesses them, and you saw they had a chorus, and I guess you can like manipulate your like how much Pokemon you have down as well too.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Now another question to have is, with the Crobat line, usually we see like a 4-4-3 or like a heavier Crobat line, but it's always like California always has like a 4-3-2 line for some reason. Why is that?
Well, the list itself is pretty tight because like you basically need every single card in that list. Because in my opinion, I used every single card in that tournament. Well, the 4-3-2 is because most time you're scooping up a Crobat and playing it on top of another Golbat. So the third Crobat isn't that needed unless you're gonna play like a 4-4. So with this third Golbat down, all you have to do is literally AZ a Crobat and play it over. So that way you don't need the full line of Crobats.
Yeah, and it's just a lot about consistency too. I'd rather start a Zubat, obviously, right, because it gives you more outs, than starting a Crobat in your hand. Like every time I started Crobat, it forced me not to Juniper. I had to end, or Chorus or Guesses. So just having and Zubat's like the best starter in the deck because if you start with Toad, you're afraid of the Toad being poisoned, and if you start with Manectric, then you won't get the T2 Quaking Punch. So Zubat's like the optimal starter, and so 4-3-2 was just the best line for us.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Now you just said that when you start with the Crobat, you usually don't want to like discard it early with a Juniper. Was there any time you're like, man, I really wish I played a Super Rod here to maybe get back Pokemon or get back the Lightning energies, or do you think it wasn't that worth it?
Yeah. Actually, we were thinking about swapping out the 4th Lightning Energy for a Super Rods, but Lightning Energy is so crucial, and so we didn't really think it's necessary. If you're able to conserve and to really know the counts in your deck, then you don't really have to worry about bringing Pokemon cards back into your deck. And so, I mean, it was we thought about it. We thought about swapping the energy for the Super Rod, but there was never a time where we had so much resources in our discard pile that we had to Super Rod it back. So it takes I guess it takes a lot of skill, but you have to really know what's in your deck, and then you're able to discard the cards that you really want to discard.
Yeah. I play really conservatively, so I don't like overextending the Juniper, a Crobat, or a Golbat away when I have a Zubat on bench. So I'm more like I hold in my hand, wait a couple turns, play the whole line down, and then I Juniper. So Super Rod wasn't that needed in my playstyle.
Okay, sweet.
Okay, sweet.
Now, besides the Super Rod, was there anything else that you want in your deck, or like you ever wish that you had in your deck, but you know you didn't play it?
I have a lot. Like I wanted a second Jurassic, definitely, because I played against the Toad Tinas the whole day, basically. Toadbat mirrors. I wanted a second Shaman, because I find the Shaman Sky Return play to another Shaman is really, really underrated against mirror matchups, against basically anything that I can't one hit a Shaman at the time. You just keep Shaman training until you get set up.
Shade Train.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess I have to disagree. Like I love Jirachi, so one Jirachi, one Shaman was okay for me. At that tournament, that was the best 60 cards I could have played. If we were able to have 63 cards, I'd definitely put like a Toe Scrapper and like 2 Enhanced. But that was the best 60 cards for me.
Okay, all right. So how many championship points do you have right now?
I have 2 top 4s this season and LC. So what is that? Like 210 plus like 225.
225 plus Worlds is
I don't know.
5. It's 300 for Worlds, so it's
5.525.
Ooh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like
And
even
then-
without Worlds, like 200 plus already is like crazy.
Yeah. And then I'm at a win, so it's 150 plus 12 points from an LC, so 162.
Okay, all right. Now I know a lot of people don't look forward to new sets, but if your cities are expanded, are you gonna stick with the Toad Bats deck, or is there anything in Breakthrough that you think will make you switch your mind, switch decks?
It's all reliable, so
Yeah.
like if we have to, if it's necessary, we'll go back to Toad Manectric. We'll probably modify it, but we always like to switch things up. And Californians are really it's a good state to play Pokemon because there's a lot of good players. So they already know what you're gonna play. So if you want an advantage, you'd probably switch the decks out. But
Comfortable with. Yeah, definitely.
yeah, but California's a really hard meta, so you have to get an edge somehow.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Now, do you want to give any shout outs to anybody?
Yeah. Well, first I want to give a shout out to MTG. they help us a lot, and then also everyone in our SoCal group. Kenny, Chris, Israel, Adrian. If I don't say your names, I'm sorry. And then NorCal and Arizona, and then obviously the peeps in the East Coast. So you know who you are, and peeps in in Canada too.
Anything for you, Pat? Are you good?
I mean, like,
Tier
We have to
two is the world's lovers. It's this world tour, guys. This year's is world tour,
Yeah.
so everyone like I bow down to Patrick, whatever.
Everywhere you go, people are like, "Oh my God, you're so amazing," or is that what they're like now?
Oh, I want to end. It's Mark Garcia, okay? Stop it, Squeaky.
No. You did that to yourself. You put it on Facebook like that. So we gotta go with it. We gotta have some fun here.
Oh my god.
All right, guys. Well, thank y'all so much for this interview. Once again, congrats on winning and getting top 4. That's a really great accomplishments there. Thanks for everybody watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something new about Seismitoad Crobat with Manectric. We really don't get to feature this deck a lot, so it's really interesting to always see it perform well at tournaments. But thanks for watching once again. Hope you have a great day. Alrighty, bye.
See ya.